Hi, everybody. Meteorologist Joe Cioffi here. Weather in 5 days in 5 minutes. Brought to you by Omni True Value Hardware, Long Island's largest rock salt source and a source of everything you need to get you through this winter with any upcoming winter storms. And also to get you ready for the spring, they have tons of mulch, tons of topsoil, and they have the best prices in town. 1226 North Wellwood Avenue in West Babylon, just north of the Southern State Parkway. 631-756-1125 is the website, is the telephone number, the website omnitruevalue.com. And remember, folks, they are a local business. Support your local businesses. No better time than today in the state that we're in to support local businesses. Okay, bundle up because it's going to get cold, and we are going to see it today as temperatures are going nowhere. Today, highs will be mostly in the upper. Temperatures are going to kind of hover in the upper 20s and low 30s. The wind is going to be picking up thanks to a storm developing out in the ocean that is dragging down very cold air from northeastern Canada and Greeneland. So you can see the lows by Friday morning are going to be in the teens just about everywhere, and then go north and west of the big cities, and you start to look at temperatures that are going to be down in the single digits and even some below zero numbers showing up as you move your way up into central and northern New England. And those teens, by the way, make it pretty far south. There's a fresh snow cover across southern Virginia and northern North Carolina, and also in the mountains in western North Carolina. In fact, I'm still in North Georgia right now, right near the North Carolina state line. I actually had a coating of snow here because I'm up in the mountains, 2,500 feet up. Meanwhile, as far as the temperatures are concerned, for highs on Friday, as we said for today, it's mostly low 30s. But for tomorrow, Friday, it's going to be very cold. At best, low and middle 20s, and many areas are really going to have a tough time getting much above the mid to upper teens. You can see how cold it is up to the north for daytime highs. And an even colder night is setting up for Friday night into Saturday morning, where we're going to be not only in the teens everywhere, but single digits just north of New York City and going north of Philadelphia and Allentown. You're looking at teens all the way down, even into parts of northern North Carolina. So very cold air in the east, and temperatures on Saturday, again, mostly 20s to maybe up to around or 30 or low 30s in some spots. And we're going to see a warm up as we a slow inching up. I don't want to call a warm up, but we're going to see temperatures start to inch up a bit as we move through the weekend. So on the surface map this morning, look at low pressure that is in North Carolina moving out to the east. It's going to explode into a major storm that is pulling down very cold air that is setting up in Canada. Temperatures right now are only in the teens, so it's not really all that cold yet, but there's even colder air as you go much further north and northeast. Plus, we have a very strong upper low, which is pretty much going to produce its own cold air, and that's going to cover our weather, and it will be on the dry side, other than the fact that there might be a passing snow shower as the core of the cold air starts to arrive later tonight or early on Friday. The weather should be dry at least into Sunday. So let's move on. WPC, the weather prediction, folks, as far as the liquid amount of precip melted down, we are going, and this is going to be from the system for Monday. And you can see 1/2 to 3/4 of an inch of liquid just north of New York City and north and west of Philadelphia. 3/4 of an inch to 1.25 inches along the coast. If this verifies and it winds up being frozen, it could mean a sizable snowfall for somebody. But I want to caution you because there's a lot of things here in terms of what I'm seeing on the models. This has a bit of a disjointed look to it, and I don't often like it when models have storm systems that have a disjointed look to it. And what I mean by that is, and you'll see it in a moment, it's not lined up perfectly with what's going on in the upper air. And even the upper air is complex because you have a lot of weather systems running around. So as far as the forecast is concerned for the next 72 hours on the snow probability from WPC, you see where it's concentrated in the mountains of West Virginia, Western Virginia, and on up into Pennsylvania, some spots with some higher probabilities than others. But it's the long range now that we're going to focus on. This is for Sunday into Monday. And you don't often see a 70 to 90% probability there in central Maryland, or in southern Pennsylvania, but you do see it here. And a large area of 50 to 70% probability of at least 2 to 3 inches of snow from much of northern Virginia, most of Maryland, southern Pennsylvania, southeast Pennsylvania, south central Pennsylvania, into New Jersey, 30 to 50%, moving up all the way into eastern Long Island and on up into the Hudson Valley. And then for Monday into Tuesday, we have a continuation of that with a very large area of 30 to 50% probability of at least a couple of inches. When you've got this in the long range, at least from the eyeballs of the folks at the Weather Prediction Center, they're looking at this and thinking that something's going to happen with regards to some snow accumulation. So here's the GFS for today. Low pressure developing off the North Carolina coast. You see intensifies rapidly. Very tight pressure gradient. Nothing happens up here from northeast Virginia to southern New England. It's just cold with this big high building in. And now we've got this energy, this strong storm in the western part of the U.S. is coming eastward. You have a low that moves through the lower Ohio Valley, redevelops along the North Carolina coast, and then somehow meanders its way up northward or northeastward. There's a bit less suppression here going on from the prior systems because the block is now weak enough to allow this thing to move more northeast and climb up the coast. But again, you don't see a concentrated wrapped up low yet, and that is something that's in the back of my mind. Also, there will be probably some sleet and rain issues here for somebody along coastal sections. I don't think it's going to be a sleet or rain issue inland. This looks like it's going to be mostly snow. But again, it's that now you start to see how the precip sort of breaks apart a bit. So issues are here. I'm not at a point yet where I'm going to put anything on the table with regards to snow accumulations. But I would think that we should be able to see some snow accumulation out of this, as opposed to some of the other systems that we've had to deal with, where the presentation of the atmosphere on the satellites, on the radars, was very underwhelming. This one is going to be something stronger, but I would be very hesitant at this point to talk about anything more than just say a moderate snow event here for early next week. Okay, Weather in 5 brought to you by Omni True Value Hardware, 631-756-1125, 1226 North Wellwood Avenue in West Babylon, for the best prices in town, for everything you need to get you through winter storms, for everything you need in the springtime to set up a good-looking yard, and for spring cleanup. And they are also, again, the best prices in town. So look for them, 1226 North Wellwood Avenue, 631-756-1125. And they are a local business. That's what I was going to get at. Support your local businesses. The Joe and Joe Weather Show tonight at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. So be sure to tune in for that. A number of you extended birthday wishes to me, and most appreciated. Thank you very much. The big 6'2" for me. Rather it be backwards 26, but you know what? It is what it is. And we'll see you tonight at 7:30 Eastern Time.